So Robert is, he's the second or third generation Keystone. And when he came back to town, he brought Angela, his wife, who's absolutely the only value in the family so far other than 2 kids. And he named the new pizza shop after him. You know, after her, I'm sorry. And you know, over time we have had different, well, we had Keystone Corner provide Cumanitos for many months. And so we made a decision a few months ago to make the offer to other food vendors in our area in Keystone to do that. So this month it's coming from Angela, the pizza back there. So I think everybody's had a chance to sample it. I ate my way through all 4 boxes, so I can attest to it. With that said, I'm going to shut up and let Robert or Angela, whoever they choose, plug the shop. Say whatever you want.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Tom gave you a little bit of my spiel. I was going to say, I grew up here in Tarpon Springs Road and Gun Highway on Lake Calm. I'm 46. I was the king of this park for about 8 years at least, no doubt. I was the only kid that could ride a bike here and go down Gun Highway wheeling it and never look for a car. You know, ride my skateboard. Really, that was my playground, Gun Highway. And times have changed, and through my endeavors, the last 25 years, I've tried a lot of different business ventures. I know Mr. Swain. I cut his tree down yesterday, just to let you know. I do brick pavers, stump grinding, tree removal, and I'm very diversified because of the way society is. I'm a hands-on worker, and I don't know really much about the pizza industry. However, my wife's dad is a connoisseur. He's an Italian chef from Italy.
That's so nice.
Yeah, better, isn't that? Yeah, and we decided, you know, after all the years of me having ski parties and always having to leave to go to Pizza Hut, or somebody had to leave always, you know, and I've always known it was a good idea. Well, when this building got built, we lost a big business that I had. I used to have a furniture manufacturer. We lost everything after 9/11, so I came back home to Odessa. And my wife, when we moved here, the night we moved here, moving everything in, started crying because we couldn't get a pizza delivered. And I mean, she was bent up, like, you live in the sticks, man, no pizza here, nothing. This was... So, you know, after that was...
pregnant, so
and pregnant woman mad, it wasn't pizza, I was in the weeds, trust me. But, you know, after about 6 months of living here, Ange got to know her way around. We drove by that building, and she goes, man, a pizza place would be awesome right there, you know? And I was like, hey, call your dad. Well, her dad came down. We went through about 3 months of training. We've been open about 2 months. We've been very successful. And we just want to spread the love by bringing some pizza, letting you taste it. We're changing. In case you know about me, now you can hear from my wife. She'll be real embarrassed in about 30 seconds. So.
Well, I finally get to be a little bit famous. He said, what do you think we should name it? I said, I don't know. Maybe we can name it this, that. He says, why don't we name it Angela's? I said, okay, I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. But my father has done this his whole life, and all of the recipes are his. His family's originally from New York, so it is really New York style pizza. I grew up in Philadelphia. So we
got me a Yankee woman down here.
So we also do Philly steaks and hoagies. I know a lot of people here in Florida call them subs. You can call it a sub if you'd like, but we do Philly steaks and hoagies.
They're great.
And hopefully we'll see how your faces come over to the pizza shop, and hopefully you've enjoyed the pizza.
And we'll see you guys next meeting, if not at the pizza shop.
Night Monster?
It's about the KCA.
I thought you had written it. The central character would be Steve Dibs. In keeping with Jim also is pretty good with his fingers with a deck of cards. So as advertised, Jim is going to come up and show us his stuff. He's going to be up here, and I know Jimmy Fawn had been handy with arranging this amphitheater setting, and I don't want to preempt Jim at all, but the idea is to catch him. He prides himself on his fingers being so nimble and quick that you can't see them.
You don't know me.
I'm Jim Swain. I've lived out on Lake Keystone with my wife since 1990, hard to believe. Originally from New York. I heard you say you're from Long Island. Born and raised in Huntington. Yeah, I heard you say Farmingdale. So you all hear that. It's long. I think everyone at some point lived on Long Island, or their parents did. Long time. Only for people in certain parts of Long Island with a Long Island. My folks were natives. My mom was born out there, and my dad was an immigrant that lived most of his life out there. If you go out to the Historical Society out in the East End, there's a great deal of stuff that my mom contributed last years of her life to straighten them out on what this Long Island was like in the early 1900s. Anyway, I came down here, owned an ad business, and when we moved out here, I said, what are we going to do out here? It's so deserted. And my wife said, well, you know, you've always wanted to write books. This is a perfect place to write books, if that's what you're really serious about doing. And last week, I had my 10th novel published, this one, Monster. And thank you. It was a lifetime goal to be published, and not self-published, too. These are published by Random House. And it's been my career for the last 6 years. And when Jan Nelson said to me, well, do you want to come down and talk to KCA? I hesitated for years about doing this because the first 7 novels I wrote were about a character that catches people to cheat casinos. Gee, how would you know anything about that? Well, I've been a magician since I was a little kid. Used to perform all over Long Island. And the magic that I do, which is sleight of hand, is very parallel to cheating. And there were a lot of cheaters in New York who cheated at private card games. And they used to come to the magic shops. They liked to see this stuff. They loved to be fooled. They would look at it and say, well, can we use this in our work? And so I grew up knowing these guys, and they were very accomplished at what they did. And we would hear stories about guys that would go to casinos and beat casinos for huge scores. And I thought that'd be great ideas for books. And I ended up writing a series with a character named Tony Valentine. And for those of you who have read those books, they're still alive and well. I sold them to Hollywood this year for the chance that it might turn into a TV series. And it's being shopped around, and it's as far as I've ever gotten with it. I've had the book sold before, but this is actually real. And that's what I was asked to do. But the reason I wanted to come was because these books, the last three, there's a character named Jack Carpenter, and he is here in Florida, and he finds missing kids, abducted kids. And this book I refer to jokingly as my Keystone book, because there are at least 12 people who live and reside in this area who are in this book. Steve, where's Steve? I need a hiding right now. I need a surly helicopter pilot. And it was just, they all started popping up. Greg Risky's in here, and it was just, and my wife said to me, Rich Duggar's in here, and she said, you know, at least none of them are villains. So,
Next book, Bill.
not in the book anymore. However, but I realized I could come here and I could do two things. I could talk about the books and read from those books, or I could show you how people cheat casinos. And when I asked my wife, I said, what do you think they're going to want to see? She said, how they cheat casinos. I want to hear you talk. Deck of cards, also called the Devil's Prayer Book. You know what that's called? Showing off. If any of you want to move forward, you can't see this. I will occasionally use this. This is how they count them in the old country. Thank you very much. Just joking.
Sir, you really need to move up.
Yeah. Against the code. Will be defined the other aces. I do nothing, but I do it well. Now he's good, huh? Now he's good. Okay. Like so. Okie doke. The last one, we'll give him a little cut. And this should be the Ace of Spades, disguised as the King of Hearts. Got a line for every mistake. Watch. All